Welcome in, soul family. This video today is going to be a relatively quick one. It's just a reminder, as are many of my videos. And this is the card I drew today. So this card is really representative to me of when you kind of operate in that space of lack, when you feel like there is not a lot around you that you have available to you, and still thriving in that surrounding, because you are life. So finding those things around you when things are desolate, and also possibly the lack, right, that is present with many people in our collective today. So there's a few instances to this I want to touch base on today. And the first one being that you always have that wellspring of source within you. And don't forget that you have that. That is your number one resource. If you think of yourself like a battery and a phone, like you're plugging in your phone to recharge it, you have to do that. Our bodies are no different. So plugging in to source, and I think this is a good example because it has the river on here. And that background river in there is like a source that is continuously flowing within you. That source of life. And so taking the time to plug yourself in to that source of energetic currency that you came from. Being in that state of presence with the breath. Taking the time to do that for yourself, because when you think you don't have time is probably when you really need time. So that is one aspect, the reminder aspect of things that I want you to remember, is really taking the time to plug into source. It is always there within you, anytime you need it. Follow the breath, go in, sit in that stillness, ground in and find your center. And that is always there for you. So use that resource. God is your resource. Resource. So don't forget to plug yourself into that as often as you can, to refill your cup. And the other aspect I want to touch base on with this card is something that I experienced this last week, and with my art actually. And that is the idea of lack. So we all have a mindset of lack in some way, shape, or form. And obviously, some people probably are possibly beyond that, but everything we learn in stages, right? So it's like a spiral coming back around. And when you first start getting into your spirituality, you may have a pretty profound sense of lack. And then once you go through your journey, that gets smaller and smaller as time goes on. And one of the experiences I had this last week with that was I've been making one of my journals that I make. And I make these out of recycled materials and all sorts of stuff. Anyways, the point being that while I was making my journal, I was wanting to use something, and then my first initial thought was, oh, like those papers are too precious. I'm saving those and I don't want to use those. And that's a sense of lack mentality. And so immediately my higher self voice came in and said, absolutely, don't even worry about it. Use those papers. If you're inspired to use those papers, use the papers. The only way that you get more, well, not the only way, but a way that you get more is when you use what you have. And so I used the papers, and then in such profound synchronicity, the very next day in the mail, I received an unexpected box full of goodies from my gram, and it was such a treasure to receive this box full of stuff that I can use in my art. And it really proved my point being in that it's really important for us to realize that we are worthy of so much, and we are always, always, always connected to that source of life that flows within us. We are always connected to source because God lives within our being. And so when we can slowly let go of those lack mentality programs that are running in the background of our system, we can thrive even when things seem barren. And so that is what wanted to come through today. And I want to send out a thank you to my gram. It's actually my beautiful mother-in-law, and she's wonderful. Sent me that big package full of goodies. And I'm so grateful for having people in my life that I'm so connected to and share those beautiful kinds of synchronicities with. And that's another example of when you are open and you are connected, when you have the ability to see beyond your lack mentality, those old programs that still might be running in the background, you will receive. And you don't even have to think about it. You don't even have to wonder where it's going to come from. But things will come through to sustain you. So don't forget, you're always connected to that source. Plug into that place. Be present with it. And allow that power to flow through you, because truly it is this tremendous, incredible power that many of us, we don't even realize we are carrying. It's amazing. So don't forget, I have to say to like, subscribe, and share, please. Helps the videos. And I am still, feeling having issues with the video. being on camera. I'm still super self-conscious, but still being told by Source to keep going. It's not always going to be this way, right? And it gets easier as we go. So I just want to tell you all, I'm sending you so much love. And until next time.